I think podcasts can be very helpful for practicing more natural speech. Podcasts are the closest to natural everyday speech, closer than shows, closer than news, closer than meetings. Podcasts are how people actually talk in their everyday life. So I wanted to talk just a little bit about content, because I think sometimes some students get a bit, confused or stuck, like, oh, but what kind of videos should I use? It depends on what you want to learn. Choose your goals, be clear with yourself, set clear goals, and then choose your content based on that. So I want to go over these two terms, intensive and extensive practice. Intensive practice is practicing really intensely with one piece of audio or one piece of a text. When you take, for example, a 5-minute video and then you drill it. You practice that video every day for 30 minutes. And by the end of the week, you can listen to it with your eyes closed. You can repeat it. You understand every single word. Extensive practice is much more relaxing. Extensive is like watching with English subtitles, listening to music, listening to radio, watching TV, watching, maybe dramas or watching variety shows, anything you enjoy. You don't worry about understanding every word. You're just trying to listen to more English. Try to fill up your life with as much English as possible. And both are pretty important for creating a complete practice environment. So you want a good balance of these two. My personal recommendation would be try to do intensive practice for about 20 minutes a day, I think is a good goal. 30 minutes is awesome. 10 minutes is minimum. And then extensive practice, you want to just have this, be a habit. You need to find English shows, TV, music you like, and just listen to it whenever you want to. Try to find an English show you like so you want to watch more. And when you watch, don't turn on Chinese subtitles. And basically, extensive practice helps your brain subconsciously strengthen its understanding of English, and it gives you more chances to hear vocabulary in natural contexts. So both are important. And you want to use this principle of comprehensible input. Comprehensible input means input that you can understand 80% of. So you want to find videos, shows, content where when you listen, you understand 80% and you can't understand about 20%. So I want to talk a little bit about how we choose materials for practicing listening. When I was learning Chinese, there was a moment where I got obsessed with cooking documentaries. And I learned all of these words for cooking and describing flavor, which was really fun. But it really wasn't helpful for anything except understanding cooking documentaries. So it's just good to be mindful and choose things that you can actually use. I have a lot of students, they're literally just trying to learn how to talk in meetings, because of course, that's a really crucial skill in English. And you can just practice directly with meeting audio, but you should also pay attention. So in your meetings, how fast are people speaking and what kind of accents are there as well? So I think podcasts can be very helpful for practicing more natural speech. Meetings, right? You're going to learn a certain way of talking, of analyzing, but podcasts are the closest to natural everyday speech, closer than shows, closer than news, closer than meetings. Podcasts are how people actually talk in their everyday life. You hear English speakers talk a little bit messy, you hear them talk quickly, and you'll find that even simple sentences can be difficult to understand. And if you have accent trouble, finding a podcast with a certain accent is really going to be more helpful than anything else. Because in shows, in documentaries, in news, and in meetings, people try to speak more standard. But if you want to understand an accent, you got to understand that accent in its most extreme version, right? You have to understand it naturally. Podcasts, people are very relaxed. They talk casually. So I highly recommend these. It can be helpful for slang. It can be helpful for fast speech. It's helpful for accents. And lastly, like I said, for documentaries are great. I mean, they're relaxing, but you're going to learn really specific kind of phrases and words. A good challenge for documentaries is to watch something about a topic that you might not know a lot about and try to explain it to somebody else using simpler language. That is a good way to practice your English, but the vocabulary might not be very important. And I would say one great challenge for trying to use what you've learned is very simply summarize. Watch a video and explain what happened or what you learned to somebody else. I often feel like the key to better English is not more vocabulary, it is using the vocabulary that you know. We can explain many complicated concepts with very simple language. So, that is a great challenge for yourself. Can you watch a video about something difficult or complicated or interesting and explain it to someone without getting stuck on vocabulary?